Assembled guests, if you are able, please stand. Her Excellency, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kettle, Governor-General of New Zealand.
Pine mai te nui I te rahi, ko tau I takahi I te ara tō ngaki o te ao, huri nei he. Piki mai, kake mai, haere mai rā, haere mai ki te whare kāwana o akarana, te whare o te kāwana tiana roa se aroa nei
O te amorangi ki mua ko te hāpai o ki muri. Ea tau I hoona mana ki tanga ki runga ki tēnā o tā. E hōnore he kororia he mau ngārongo ki runga ki te mata o te whenua e whakaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Arohaina ngā teina me ngā tuakana e noho nei I rungi te whakaro kutahi pai mai.
Please be seated. E ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā iwi o ngā hau e whā, tēnei aku mihi mahana ki o koutou. Nau mai, hara mai, ki te whare o te kāwana tiarara kei Tamaki Makaurau. Kia ora mai tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to welcome you all here for today's investiture ceremony. I'd like to specifically acknowledge Russell Wood, National Commander, Fire and Emergency New Zealand, Mr. Joe Harawira, Kaumātua, Ms. Puhi Wahine Tipple, Kuia. Hosting investiture ceremonies is one of the most important duties I perform on behalf of His Majesty, the King of New Zealand. I also had the great privilege of hosting investiture ceremonies on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I would like to acknowledge that today marks 1 year since her passing. I'm delighted to bring together today such an extraordinary group of New Zealanders. You have each brought pride and a greater sense of well-being to Aotearoa New Zealand through your outstanding achievements and your service to our communities. On behalf of all New Zealanders, I extend my sincerest thanks to you for your contributions. After each recipient is honoured, I invite you to join with me in congratulating them. Mr. Ward Kamo will now summon the recipients and read their citations.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. Michael Epsilon of Warkworth for services to education. Well, Michael Epsilon has been a teacher, psychologist, lecturer, education review of the Office, School Board of Trustees Chair and School Establishment Board member. He co-wrote a national evaluation report, Effective Governance, School Boards of Trustees, and founded Evaluation Associates, a company supporting schools to raise achievement and reduce disparity of outcomes. He published Clarity in the Classroom, an influential book on assessment. He co-authored the Ministry of Education's commissioned paper, Directions for Assessment in New Zealand. He formed a consortium with the University of Auckland and Learning Media Limited to provide development support in leadership and assessment, and directed a series of workshops on school performance management. Mr. Epsilon co-founded and is Deputy Chair of the New Zealand Assessment Institute and introduced the Ministry of Education Assessment for Learners webinars. Mr. Michael Epsilon, please come forward. Professor Rochelle Constantine of Auckland for services to wildlife conservation and marine biology. Professor Rochelle Constantine is head of the Marine Mammal Ecology Lab at the University of Auckland Waipapatau Matarau School of Biological Sciences. She has led research into endemic dolphin species, the migratory patterns of humpback whales and ship strike of bride's whales in the Hauraki Gulf. She has advised government departments on threat management plans for hectares and Maui dolphins. She is on the executive committee of the South Pacific Whale Consortium and co-founded the Maui 6-3 Charitable Trust, researching innovative ways to protect marine life. She has worked closely with Mana Whenua, is the science advisor to the Live Ocean Foundation, and has advised other NGOs. Professor Constantine has authored 147 scientific publications and chairs the International Whaling Commission Southern Ocean Research Partnership Humpback Whale Research. Well, Professor Rochelle Constantine, please come forward. Mr. Jack Sims of Auckland for services to karate. Well, Jack Sims founded the Chirokan Karate School in 1967, pioneering authentic Japanese karate in New Zealand. As head instructor, Kancho, he established 22 dojos throughout the North Island, Australia and Fiji. He represented New Zealand in the first World Karate Championships in Tokyo in 1970. He refereed at the 1977 World Championships in Japan. He helped establish the first New Zealand karate governing body. He sat on the referee council of the Asia Pacific Karate Organisation. He designed and delivered close-quarter battle techniques for the New Zealand Special Air Service. He has designed self-defence classes for the security industry. Mr. Sims continues to teach karate aged 81. Mr. Jack Sims, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit. Ms. Lynn Larkin of Auckland for services to music. Lynn Larkin is a piano, jazz and cabaret singer-songwriter. Ms. Larkin started performing in the late 1960s, developing a repertoire of songs in several languages. She collaborated with various musicians and bands, including Tama Renata, whom she founded the band Exit. She performs with the Jews Brothers Band and French Toast, and is entertained in Europe and the United States. She has written more than 100 songs and produced 18 albums, including 6 solo albums. She has co-written several music theatre pieces and performed multidisciplinary shows with Inside Out Theatre. Ms. Larkin published the memoir The Redhead Gets the Gig. Ms. Lynn Larkin, please come forward. Mrs. Catherine Wood of Auckland for services to youth and outdoor education. Well, Catherine Wood began assisting with the Duke of Edinburgh's Hillary Awards Scheme, an internationally recognised youth development awards program, in 1987. She initially worked as a youth leader, assisting with the awards scheme at Marist Sisters College and the Order of St John. She established Auckland Challenge Inc., a family-based not-for-profit, after identifying a need for a development program for young people not associated with other youth organisations or schools and otherwise unable to participate in the awards scheme. Well, Mrs. Wood has developed Urban Exploration, a program for youth with physical or mental disabilities, allowing them to participate in an environment suited to their needs. Mrs. Catherine Wood, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mr. Derek Collier of Whitianga for services to Fire and Emergency New Zealand and the community. Derek Collier is Deputy Chief Fire Officer with the Whitianga Volunteer Fire Brigade. He is heavily involved with brigade activities, from training recruits to judging national and international competitions, fundraising and catering for functions. He was an original member of the brigade's road crash rescue team. Prior to the establishment of a rescue helicopter service in the area, he flew for Mercury Airlines, which operated an emergency air ambulance. Mr. Collier is a Justice of the Peace and is involved with the Hauraki Justices of the Peace Association, mentoring newly appointed JPs and contributing to education sessions. Mr. Derek Collier, please come forward. Mr. Ralph Courier of Whangarei for services to the Indian community. Ralph Courier established the Northern Indian Association, NIA, to unite Indian and pan-ethnic communities in the region and serves as chair and board member. He chairs the multi-ethnic collective and speaks at meetings and events regarding ethnic inclusion. He organises Northern's annual Diwali celebrations. With NIA, he teamed up with the Northern District Health Board for a COVID-19 vaccine drive. He is president of the Kensington Cricket Club, Ethnic Youth and a Justice of the Peace. Mr. Courier is a member of Lottery Northland Community Committee and of the Community Organisation Grant Scheme Whangarei Kaipara Distribution Committee. Mr. Ralph Courier, please come forward. The late Mrs. Mary Money of Upper Hutt for services to Girl Guides, women and the community. The late Mary Money was involved with the New Zealand Girl Guides Association, serving as National Extension Advisor for Girls, District Commissioner and Division Commissioner and National Council member. She was instrumental in normalisation and acceptance programs for disabled girl guides, initiating mainstreaming into regular units and the closing of all extension units. She was a foundation member and president of the Upper Hutt branch of Soroptimist International and held several national and international roles. Mrs. Money was a member of the Upper Hutt Red Cross, the Upper Hutt Regional Arts Council and the Summer Carnival Committee. The late Mary Money's insignia will be received by her daughter Elizabeth Money. Please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of fellow New Zealanders. You exemplify the sentiment expressed by Te Puia Herangi when she said, "Mahia te mahi, he paenga mō te iwi." Do the work for the betterment of the people. I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements, and I thank you once again for your service to our country. Kia ora, hui hui mai e tātou I tēnei rā. Now you will see on the back of your program the words to the national anthem in te reo Māori and also in English. I now invite you, especially you, Lynn Larkin, to stand and join with me in singing the anthem.